Hello children, hope you all are fine. Stay home and be safe. Okay? So today we will start chapter 3. Today we will start chapter 3 in literature. Okay? So the name of the chapter, Where Go the Boats? Where Go the Boats? And this poem, it is a poem, and this poem is written by R.L. Stevenson, Robert Louis Stevenson. Okay? So, as he was a Scottish, okay, and he was a Scottish poet, and he was born on 1850. Okay? So, we will start this poem. Okay? So, here in this poem, so many rhyming words are also there. Word meanings are also there. This word meanings you have to learn. And I will tell you some difficult words which is there, I will tell you, okay, when I will teach you. So, first of all, I will just read and explain, then I will tell you the summary of the poem. Okay? So, where go the boats? This is the name of the poem. Dark brown is the river, golden is the sand. It flows along forever with trees on either hand. Green leaves a floating castle of the foam. Boats of mine a boating. Where will all come home? On goes the river and out past the mill. Away down the valley, away down the hill, away down the river, 100 miles or more. Other little children shall bring my boat ashore. So here, it is, who is the speaker in this poem? Robert Louis Stevenson. Okay, he is a poet and he is a speaker. Okay, so what the poet is telling, it is a young boy is sitting on a bank of a river. Bank of a river means side of a river. Okay, and he is making a boat. He is making a boat. Okay, out of pieces of paper. Boats out of pieces of paper. You might have seen the children usually used to play with the boats. They used to make boats with the paper and they used to play. And watch as the river current carries it downstream and out of sight. They used to put the boat in the river, and because of the river current, because of the flow of the river, the boats go and go further. Move and move further. Understand now? Because of the flow of the current, river current, movement of the water. Okay? And it carries it downstream. And when it carries, what carries? It carries a boat on the downstream. Okay? And when it moves far and far away, then it is out of sight. Then it is out of sight. Not able to see. You are not able to see. It is invisible. So, what eventually happened to his boat? Whatever the child is making the boat, with the paper, with the piece of paper, what actually happened to the boat? Do they reach the sea? Or do they sink in the swirling water? Swirling water means in the disorder movement of the water. Round and round, disorder movement of the water. Okay, so maybe, or do they sink in the swirling movement of the water? Swirling water? What happened to the boat? The poet is telling what happened to the boat. Where it goes? Because it is out of the sight. There is no way he can find out. The poet is, the boy is not able to find out where is the boat. and he don't have any way to find out where it goes. Perhaps downstream there is another boy sitting on the bank of the same river. Maybe a boy is sitting on another side of the same river. Okay, perhaps this boy wishes into the water. It is, the poet is imagine. It is just an imagination. Perhaps something happened like this. Maybe. Perhaps this boy reaches into the water and take out the boat. It is an imagination. Maybe this happened with the boat. The first boy will never know. The boy who put the boat into the water, he don't know that where the boat goes. He is asking a question where the boat goes. He is waiting for the boat. All he can do is imagine. All he can do is imagine. What he can do? Only imagine, nothing else. For him, what is the choice? To just imagine, to just think. What happened to the boat as the river carries them into the future? As the river carries them into the future. Okay. Future means it goes and move forever. Understand? No? So, it is asked by the boy is asking where the boat goes. The boy is waiting for the boat to come. But what happened? It is just imagination that maybe the boat is taken by someone. Another side of the river. Understand? So, dark brown is the river. Come to the poem. Come to the poem again. I think you have book and you can open the book and just to see line by line. Dark brown is the river. How the river is? Dark brown. So whatever I have explained just now, it is a summary of the poem. So dark brown is the river, golden is the sand, and the color of the sand is golden. This is a nature, and dark brown is the river because the river mud is there, inside of its mud, and the color of the mud is brown, isn't it? So dark brown is the river. It flows along forever, and it moves forever and forever, It can't stop. River flows and moves forever and ever. With trees on either hand. And either hand means one side of the river. One side or another side of the river, trees are there. This is a nice picture you can see. This is very nicely the poet has explained. You see, with the trees on either hand, the river is moving, flowing, and what happens? Another side, trees are there. And another side also, the trees are there. Green leaves is floating. Green leaves is floating means leaves are there, green leaves are there, leaves are green, you know that? They are floating in the river. Because of the movement of the river, they are floating in the river. Castle of the foam. Castle. What is a castle here? Castle means a large building acting as a fort. I think you have seen the movies or somewhere, any serials you have seen. So that you have seen the king, they are having they used to have, in the early days, they used to have a big palace. And such a big, just like a fort. Okay, and the palace is covered by the fort. Okay, so when it is covered by the fort, why it is covered by the fort? Just to protect from the attack. Just to protect from the attack. So, castle of the foam. castle of the foam means what? Foam means it's a small bubbles which comes out. Bubbles on the surface of the water. When the water moves, when the water flows, the white color bubbles comes out. That is known as a foam. Okay, so the castle of the foam. These foams are just like a castle and the leaves are flowing inside. Okay, and these foams are just like a castle. So the boat of mine a boating. Boats of mine a boating. And the boy is telling, what the boy is telling? What the boat I have made with a piece of paper. It is moving according to the movement of the river. And it is boating, it is moving forward. Where will all come? Home. Where will all come? Home. One goes the river and out past the mill. On goes the river and out past the mill. So the boat is moving and moving, and where will all come? So many boats are there and it is moving, and where it all goes and where it all comes. Okay, and out past the mill, and from where it is passing? It is boat, and this river is passing towards the mill. It is crossing towards the mill. And what is a mill? Mill means a building in which there is a machinery to grind grain into flour. Grain into flour. Flour, F-L-O-U-R. It means atta chakki. You know that? Understood. So away down the valley. Okay, away down the valley. It is moving towards the valley also. Low land between hills or mountains. What is valley? It is a low land between hills and mountains. And the valley is covered with the beautiful flowers, maybe? Isn't it? No. So it looks so beautiful. The scene is so nice. Away. So the river is crossing the valley also. The boat. And with that, the boat is also crossing. Okay. So away down the river, and it moves down the river, and the river is moving and moving and moving. It is flowing and flowing 100 miles or more, and it covers a distance of 100 miles or more. Understand? It covers the river, or the boat covers the distance of 100 miles or more. Long distances traveled by the river as well as boat. Clear? Other little children shall bring my boat ashore. So this is an imagination. Perhaps other little children who were sitting at the another side of the bank of the river may be sitting there and they were waiting for the boat, or they just move into the water, they reach inside of the water and they take out the boat. This is just an imagination. And this is such a nice poem, no? Nice poem, no? Written by R.L. Stevenson. Okay, so here your explanation is also over. Summary is also over. You understood, I think. Hope you have understood this. Okay, so you know this chapter carries some rhyming words. First of all, what do you mean by rhyming? Rhyming means a repetition of same sound. When you are repeating the same sound again and again, is known as rhyming. Understood? Now, what is a rhyming word? This chapter, this poem includes rhyming words also. Rhyming words don't start with the same sound, but end with the same sound. Example, fat, mat. Fat, mat. F and M. Fat stands for F and mat stands for M. But the ending is 80 and 80, isn't it now? So the ending is same. The same sound is coming, when it ends, and when it begins, it begins with a different sound. So this is clear to you, I think? Now, in the poem, here are some rhyming words. You have to underline what are the rhyming words over here. Now you see, first of all, these are the word meanings, which you have to learn, okay? Learn, and as well as you have to write in your copy also. So, ashore, from sea to shore or land. Okay? And castle, as when I was teaching a chapter, I have explained you. Castle, a large building acting as a fort. It is just a building which acts like a fort. In olden days, the king used to make a fort just to protect it from the enemies. Understood now? Now here you see, hand. Hand, according to this poem, it means that a side of the river. Hand means side of the river. And what do you mean by the foam? Foam is also there, no? As a bubbles, when the river moves, the bubbles come out, white bubbles come out. Because of the movement of the water, white bubbles come out, and that bubbles, small bubbles, on the surface of the water is known as foam. And mill, again I am repeating, it is a building in which there is a machinery to grind a grain into flour. Okay, which you eat every day in your home. Isn't it? No? Yes. So valley. Valley means lowland. Okay, between hills or mountains. It is a lowland between the hills or the mountains. And valleys are very fertile. Fertile, okay. Because of the movement of the water, it is very fertile. And it is, trees are there, flowers are there. Understand? No? So this is the meaning of the verse which is there in your chapter, and you have to learn also, as well as you have to write also in your copy. Okay, children? Now, I will tell you rhyming word you have understood. Now I will write here some rhyming words so that you can understand well what are the rhyming words in this chapter. So I will write, and you also note it down what are the rhyming words here. Okay. So we will, just I'll give you the rhyming words. You just see, then you can understand what exactly it means. I have explained you also, no, the rhyming words. You see, according to the chapter, river hour. River hour. Now stand, hand. Okay. Now a floating. A floating, a boating. Understood? Now, here another one. Foam. Foam I have explained you just now. Foam and home. Okay. Now, here milk, hay. These are the rhyming words. Okay, more clear I think. More, ashore. So these are the rhyming words according to your chapter. So I think you have understood. Ashore means from the sea to shore or land. Okay, from the sea to shore or land. Okay, side of the river, I can say. Understood? Or side of the sea. So it is clear to you? This chapter is clear to you? So I can give you the question answers. Here few questions are there. Only 3 questions are there. I'll give you the question answers. Okay? 3 questions are there. So you can simply note down the answers from here. Okay? First, I'll read the question for you. Who is the speaker in the poem? This is exercise part, okay? This is exercise part. Only 3 answers are there. So first, who is the speaker in the poem? Tell me. It is the poet itself, no? So, R.L. Stevenson. As I have already told you the full name of this R.L. Stevenson, no? What is that? Robert Louis Stevenson, isn't it? Is the speaker in the poem. Okay. Now, next answer. What is there on either hand of the river? What is there? There are trees on either hand of the river. Isn't it, no? As I have explained you just now, there are trees. There are trees on either hand of the river. Over? Now the last answer, you note it down. What is the next question? Name 2 things that are moving with the river water. What are the 2 things that are moving with the river water? Here, tell me. Okay, leaves and boats. As swirling movement of the water, I told you, and with the movement of the water, leaves are moving, boats are moving, isn't it? So, you write this leaves and boats. Leaves and boats are the 2 things. 2 things that are moving. That are moving with the river water. River water. Here, water. Understood? Clear? Leaves and boats are the 2 things that are moving with the river water. Now it is over. Your chapter is over. And question answers, you can note it down in your copy. Okay? Except you have to learn. What is your homework? Your homework is to learn word meanings, and you have to find out the word from the poem, and you have to write the meanings in your copy. Understood? You have to write the meanings. What is your homework? Homework, you have to learn word meanings. Word meanings from the chapter, okay? From the chapter. Okay? And find out, as I had explained also, and find out the difficult meanings, difficult word meanings. Okay? So this is your homework, children. Okay? Okay. Thank you.